why don't they do miracles anymore? Like, well, I don't think you're looking hard enough, man. The good thing about telling your own story is you can't mess it up.
You go, hey, I was homeless, and then now I'm a millionaire because I walked these steps.
So I've been to prison and jails and all that good stuff through my addiction, and I had the honor of going back to the place that I was in jail at, right?
Right. Every time that I've gotten a fog, and if I fasted, I've said no to my flesh, and I said yes to God. Tell me more.
How do I, if I want what you have, I need to know what you did to get there.
Well, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Being Ben Jones podcast. I've got a special guest today. I don't know. Are you special? He's pretty special.
Yeah, something.
I've got an amazing guest today. I'm super excited about. We are like episode 5 or something like that. I don't know at this point. I'm just appreciative that you guys are tuning in. But again, I got a special guest. Who's here?
Hey, man. I'm Andrew.
Andrew who?
Garnes. It's good to meet you.
We've
officially.
Met.
We have met.
We have met before many times. No, I'm pumped for this conversation just because obviously we have connections for different things in life, but we don't ever get a chance to really just sit and talk.
I don't think I've ever kicked it with you.
And we're doing it
we're doing it now
for the public to see, which
on
is
camera.
Which is a little great.
I'm honored to be here, man. This is cool what you're doing.
Yeah,
and it's weird because I do something similar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm nervous about this. Like I can go and I've done it a couple hundred times now, and I'm nervous about this. This freaks
interesting.
me out.
Tell me more, because again, I know what you're talking about, but many people don't, because you're not just like small fry in this game of podcasting. So tell us what you do.
I mean, I don't know. It's all subjective, right? Small fry. So I am a recovering drug addict, right? So I somehow ended up in this life.
Yeah.
Throw out the God for that. Where I'm a drug and alcohol counselor during the day.
Yeah.
And then like night shift podcaster.
Yeah.
And it's a podcast about like people like myself, people that have been addicted, overcome addiction, and are living their best lives now. Yeah. It's beautiful to see.
And you guys we were talking about this offline, but you got a decent amount of subscribers on TikTok. And we're a little over TikTok, I think.
It's absurd, man.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I hate all this. All this I hate. I hate talking. I hate talking to people. I'm a bit of a hermit. It makes me uncomfortable. I hate cameras. Yeah. I hate microphones. I just like it all.
Shout out to the cameras.
Yeah, shout out to camera. Hey, you. It just makes me, but it all stems from me being an insecure little girl on the inside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like it. And this, I know God, right? This is like, so I got clean off drugs about 5 years ago. Never worked like a real adult job in my life.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I get clean. What am I going to do? I have this whole like different idea. Like I speak Spanish, right? So I'm going to go to college.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Did you go to school for that? You just around people that spoke it?
No, it's kind of a dirtball thing I did. So in high school, I took Spanish 1, like as you have to, right? And then a girl came over from Mexico, and she was absolutely gorgeous, right? So I was like, I guess I'm speaking Spanish now.
That's wild.
Yeah. Needless to say, like I did do that, and I went to prom with her.
Let's back up for a second. So you learned Spanish, and you didn't even.
I don't want to be like.
Did she speak English at all?
No, that was like
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the why I had to work so hard at learning Spanish.
I'm trying to picture you like, were you sitting
terrified
like in your room, just like going through books, or like going to Walmart and see someone like, I gotta learn this.
No apps been back then. So like I said, I had a fantastic Spanish teacher, right? And I sucked in school. I didn't care to be there. Didn't want to be there. And Spanish is like the only. And it was class in high school in high school that I got a decent grade on. Yeah, like my first year,
on the side of the road,
I got like a B.
Hey guys, make sure you enter these numbers because we'll all make
D's and C's. I was getting like that's
the reality is that's the gospel.
But it's all because of a girl.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I know.
So are you fluent like today?
I'm pretty decent. Yeah,
and that's why God.
I wouldn't say like I'm good, but I can carry on a conversation.
You know what? That will preach that you have a skill that started off because of one thing, and now you're like, you know what? I can actually use it for good.
But that's the story of my life.
It's like I'm trying to say. Yeah,
I'm not doing it. I don't. My intentions aren't like doing it for good. There's always some ulterior motive, and it just works out for my good.
But don't you think God does that?
I absolutely.
This is the whole conversation.
Absolutely, God does that.
We talk a lot about Peter and him being the fisherman, and now he's like, no, you're not fishing for these fish anymore. You're going to go get people.
And like the dude to like just stop what he's doing and say, all right, this is what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Bravo.
I don't know if the Lord said, hey, you're going to stop whatever you're doing today and go like, sorry, my phone's going off. You're going to go to like the jungles of Africa and go be a missionary. There would be a lot of like, but why?
Or I'd get in the way and be like, okay, do I need to do
I don't
this
have
really?
a passport
Yeah, there's so many problems involved
what
here.
What happened?
And that kind of is like where I'm at today is like, so I do have, I hate calling it successful.
Yeah.
But it's doing good. It's making money.
Yeah.
Which is absurd because that was never really the goal. I mean, it was, but
right.
It was just like the dream.
Right.
But like my struggle today is that it's not very glorifying to the Lord, you know?
We talked about that.
Yeah. And that's what keeps me up at night. And I love doing it and I get the point of it all, but like when I die and I go to the pearly gates and, you know, Jesus like, what have you done? I'm like, well, I talked to this crackhead about stealing stuff one time.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the thing though. I think this is something I wanted to talk to you about because I think it's cool to have this conversation. I think you're doing something well without wearing a Jesus t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I think what's happening is you're allowing people that have had this life behind the scenes in the dark in a circle of people. It's actually public now. And they're like, hey, because there's people like myself that I never really was in that scene per se. And so it's hard for me to even comprehend some of the things. Now, there's always you can almost glorify the sin. You can almost glorify the season, right? That happens too. And there's never really a turning point of like, all right, but now where are you at? And I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of your podcasts, but.
That's kind of essentially what it is, right? It's like, if we're being brutally honest, right?
Yeah.
God doesn't sell, right? Like it's a terrible thing to say, but it's like society. That's what we're looking at is like God's not popular.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, cool. Do you sell your soul and you know just keep glorifying these like terrible things? Because that's really what does the best is like people telling their crazy stories,
their craziness.
And I feel like a parasite with that too, because like people are, you know, putting their trauma out there, and then here we are benefiting from it and. You know, like we're not at a point where we can compensate our guests yet, but I don't know if we would if we could.
But you're still paying them for their stories of craziness. But again, open the Bible.
Yeah.
There's a million crazy stories that you're reading through and you go, it's not that it is glorifying the sin or glorifying what they walk through. But again, it says that we overcome by what? By the words of our testimony. And the blood of the Lamb. So if that's the case, you have a testimony. But a testimony is only good if you have a new life afterwards. Is kind of the thing.
Yeah, and that's the hard one, right? Because
I
struggle.
So you're 5 years clean. Is that what you said?
I will be.
Dude, that's
God
awesome.
willing, if I make it another 30 days, it'll be 5 years.
That's
5 years, which is that's a miracle in itself.
No, that's huge.
Because I was so cool with. I was a homeless guy. I was living in a homeless shelter. I was the guy at the freeway holding the sign, and I was okay with that.
Yeah.
I was good. Like I always had money, food, or cigarettes, which is what was my Andrew basic survival guide.
Wow.
So I was just pretty content with life. Like rock bottom was no place for me. Like
you were good.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, that was my hometown. Was rock bottom.
People don't see that. Everyone drives by the dude that's on the side of the road, and they're like, "Whoa, is he?" You know, and they keep going, and then we go get our steaks and our this and that, and they're like, "Man, he's," and then they throw you a penny or two, like, like, did you ever feel? I'm actually really curious about this. Like, did you ever feel like shame doing that, or was it like something that was just kind of like this is the life right now?
Yes, at first, right? At first, it's hard to get up there because like I think we all look at homeless people and kind of like judge them hard, right? So like. To have everybody, and like another thing about I hate, like I said, I don't like all of the, I don't like attention, ironically enough. And everybody's staring at you, right? Either they're yelling like, get a job, or, but like,
you're like, no.
Like, offer me a job. But when you start like, when you're on survival mode, right? It's like, I had to have heroin at the time. So when you're on that mode, it's like, I'll do whatever. I don't care.
To get that.
Whatever it takes. Like I've done some terrible things that like, I'm now working through, but like, you don't care. It's a means to an end. That's what addiction does. It tricks your brain into thinking like, I have to have this like food or water to survive.
Right.
And I don't know the difference. My brain is saying, nope, you got to do what you got to do to get what you need.
Wow.
So at a certain point, it was like, cool. I know I can go out there and about an hour and a half later, I can come out with what I need and be on my merry way.
Get what you need.
Yeah.
And be done.
And just repeat the cycle all day long.
So now you're doing counseling for others.
Yeah. And another thing, like, so yeah, I am a clinician at a treatment center, and I counsel drug addicts like myself, which is weird because, again, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
I got clean and I was like, I don't want to work with a bunch of people like me.
Yeah.
I don't like me.
You want to move on to something different.
I'm ready to just like go out and, be a proper adult.
Yeah.
But God, I've never had an easier time finding a job than this job.
Wow.
It literally fell on my lap. Some lady that I was in treatment with came, and she was gotten herself together. She was working in a treatment center, and she's like, you should do this. I was like, I'm good. No thanks.
Yeah.
And then maybe a week or so later, the same opportunity, but a different person was like, hey, we're hiring over here if you want to come over. I was like, hey, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm doing my thing over here. I'm good. And then third time, I usually go by the rule of three. If like 3 people call me a jerk, I'm probably a jerk.
Yeah,
right? So same thing. Third time I was like, all right, well, I can't ignore this anymore.
Yeah.
So like I did it, and it was super weird. I started out just like a glorified babysitter to addicts, and I love it. It's the best thing I've ever done with my life, man.
Really?
Yeah, and it's ironic. So I got my I was just a babysitter. And then I got this. It's not a degree, but it's like it's called a CDCA,
like
but
a certification.
Yeah. And again, I never want to do it. I don't like talking. I don't like people looking at me. But like when I do things I don't want to do, good things happen.
See that, and that's like, I think we're very similar in that. Like I'm an extroverted introvert.
Man, yes.
Like, but everything that I do, whether it be real estate, shaking hands, kissing babies, walking people through houses, whether it be pastoring, literally standing on stage speaking.
That's insane too.
I remember in college, I remember being in communications class, and I'm as big as I was now. Like I was a little skinnier, but like I'm just you can't miss me, right? 6'3". And so as big as I am, and it's a very small Christian college, and so there's not a lot of people that look like me in this school. And I go to the front of the class to do my speech, and I legitimately, I'm talking like I'm 18, 19 years old, a piece of paper, doing my speech, and I began to shake like
shake.
this. Like,
I know the shake.
The shakes, but like the shakes, you have a paper in your hand, so like it's shaking, so everyone else hears you're shaking.
Yeah.
So it makes it you're more nervous, and so when I went out, so you may or may not know this, but Pastor James and I sat across from each other at breakfast once, and he was talking about the pastoring thing, and we were just kind of working through all that, and he was offering just some roles and things at the church, and I said, hey, like my heart is to serve. Just sounds like you. Like I just want to serve people, love on people, but I don't speak. My exact words. I was like, I'll do hospital visits. I will serve I'll do
anything else.
I'll sweep the floor, but I do not speak. And you know what he did? He laughed.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay, all right. And then that was it. And then we just moved on. And then like a week later, it's like, so we need someone to speak on. I was like, oh. And now I've preached just this past week on Sunday.
It's weird because I remember, I don't know if it was the first time you did it, but I remember I was like, bro, good for him for getting up there. Like, I can tell you're a little nervous.
Oh,
but then
question.
I see you like later on down the road. I'm like, look at him. Stella got his groove back.
I got a little bit and I think too, like I still get nervous. Like I think, and I've learned that there's people that speak literally every day, like big conferences. Those guys are like, it never went away, like that nerves. But then once you get going, and I'm sure same for you, like once you get going, go. All right.
You break past that 3-minute awkward phase. Yeah. I did. I had to. So I've been to prison and jails and all that good stuff through my addiction, and I had the honor of going back to the place that I was in jail at. Right.
Right.
And it was like absolutely terrifying. Because like it's one thing to tell your story in front of like, I don't want to say normal people, but but then you got a bunch of like felons and like tough guys, and it was the best thing I've ever did.
Really?
Like it was my favorite. It was the easiest. Like I just broke past that 30. So I was like, you know what? Like
that's crazy.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Right. The good thing about telling your own story is you can't mess it up.
Come on.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a huge thing, and that's why I was saying applauding you for your podcast. I know that I'll get more into your podcast in a second, but like I'm applauding it because you're just having people tell their story.
Mm-hmm.
You're just telling your story. And in this world, everyone else is telling their stories. Everyone else on social media, that's all people care about is telling their story and talking about themselves and building their things up. And so you're giving people a space to do that. But I also think there's going to be a level of okay, now how do we tweak it to like, that's crazy story that you were on the top of Eiffel Tower and you were doing drugs. Like that's great. You were high, literally, like you were at the top of Eiffel Tower. Now, what do you use that platform? Now that you're really high on top of the Eiffel Tower, what do you use that platform for to help others?
Absolutely, man. Yeah. And then like, that's the hope shot, right? That's the like, I love the horror stories only because like, okay, it shows me where you've been and I can relate to that. But like, people struggle with like, well, how do you not do that? I know how to get high and do drugs. I'm a master at that.
You figured it out, yeah.
How do you get clean? That's the hard part. So let's talk about that more.
How do you stay clean?
And I feel like that's where we're like beginning to lose folks. I mean, it's in there, but like if you spend 45 minutes talking about, going to prison, blah, 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 and then, 5 minutes and it's like, okay, thank you for coming on about your recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we doing here?
That's fair.
And that's like, I think that's my, I don't know, man. I'm a sucker for like a good triumph story.
Yeah.
And like, if I don't have the triumph, then,
But if you don't have a bad backstory, like if someone comes in here and is like, yeah, I'm a multi-millionaire. You're like, wow, that's crazy. Cool. If you go, hey, I was homeless and then now I'm a millionaire because I walked these steps, you're like, tell me more.
How do I, if I want what you have, I need to know what you did to get there, right?
Correct.
And I feel like, if you're never in bondage, then you're never going to like appreciate freedom. If that makes any sense.
Soundbite.
Clip that.
That's crazy. Like, that's a good line.
And it's weird because like I find myself with 5 years clean, I do this, right? Like I have a sometimes transactional relationship with my recovery and also with God too. Is like,
come on,
I forget how hard life was because my new norm is this. And the same thing for God. It's like God is like what he pulled me out of and like how I get cute and I forget about it nowadays. I'm like, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
That's so terrible. If God only did that one thing for me, that's enough, bro. But I live my life and I so quickly forget that like, oh, I got in a fight with my wife. Oh, I hate life. Oh, God, where are you?
It's like, wait a minute.
Like, dog, you're an idiot, man. Yeah. You remember where you were 5 years ago?
And 5 years is not that long.
It's not at all.
It's a long time.
I am still a puppy.
Yeah. Well, in some way, like 5 years is a long time because your life can literally change in the best or worst way in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not also a long time.
Yeah, and like the grand scheme of things.
In the grand scheme of things, it's not a very long time. And that's crazy that like to see who you are today and you tell some of these stories, I'm like, to see who you are. And I'm same thing. I should not be on the stage at a church in my personal opinion of who I used to be and all the things. And people go, oh, you're perfect. I'm like, no, I was not always perfect.
Far from it.
The furthest from it. And I think that's who God calls. It allows you to serve better and love on people better when you, like you said, you've been in bondage and now you are walking in some sort of freedom, right?
Yeah. And it's absurd because like me being alive is a miracle in itself, right? Like, and this I always have this talk with people that say like, oh, why don't they do miracles anymore? Like, well, I don't think you're looking hard enough, man. Like, open your eyes. You just like, you're looking for these grand scale miracles and like, and you're forgetting about like, I see miracles every day. I see John who comes in who couldn't stop smoking crack or sticking a needle in his arm. Yeah. He stayed clean today. Wow. That's a miracle.
One more day.
Because I've been there. I couldn't make it 25 minutes without, doing another thing.
Wow.
So like, are you looking for the miracles? So like, for me to be alive, that's a miracle, right? For me to have the life I have today. Yeah. Also like, it's huge, man.
I'm curious. So I know, but listeners don't know, like what is your life today? Because I know you got a sweet little baby.
Man.
So yeah, tell me more.
Again, like it's become my normal. I forget how great it is, right? So like I went to school after when I first I was 3 months clean, went to college, graduated college, got a degree in Spanish, fell into this like job that I didn't want to do.
That's crazy.
But I did it, right? And it's the greatest thing. It turns out like people I didn't want to help the most are the people I now like enjoy helping the most. Like I lack as an empathy and all the terrible things I've seen in jail and prisons and on the streets. Like I have a hard time having empathy for people. Yeah. Same thing with like my wife or my baby. Like when she falls, sometimes I just find myself like why don't I care more? You know what I mean?
You should start crying for her, but you're like, get up, you're fine.
Like, like you're good.
Yeah.
So I just go through the motions a lot. But for addicts though, like I get it. It hits me in the soul in a way that like, you know, I love her, but my wife couldn't do, my baby couldn't do. I get addict problems. I get those, right?
You understand it.
This side of life, I do not understand. I don't understand marital problems. I don't understand like how women think, speak, feel, children. I don't get children. But for addicts, like, get them. I get it. Man. I get it. So like trying to figure all this adult normal things out is like I struggle on a regular basis.
How old are you?
42.
42.
Yeah.
42. And we're figuring it out.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
But no, in a good way. Like there is no one size fits all. And to your point, you said you don't get women. Yeah.
they're a curious creature.
I have a house full of 5 total
You
girls.
do, and that's what like I applaud you, man. Like from like a creeper standpoint, like I look at you, I'm
that's
like,
wild.
This guy, this guy is like good for him, dog. Because I got some stepkids, right?
Yeah.
And then I've got my own, and it's chaotic all the time. And like the last thing I got out of the streets and doing that lifestyle because I hate chaos.
Yeah.
And then I find myself right back in it,
in a different
chaos I don't get.
Right.
So when things happen, I'm like, oh, this sucks.
This is a different chaos.
This is a different chaos.
And that's the thing. There's always chaos. And in my house, there's chaos. But I think it's one of those things, just like you said, talking to addicts, right? That's hard. And you don't want to talk to people. You want to hide. You don't want to be around them. But then when you invest in whoever it is, you're like, man, this is that's the same thing with parenting for me. I think there's like people can make it look cute. Oh, you're a girl dad. Oh, that's so sweet. You have no hair, but your girls do your hair, kind of thing. That's a whole thing on Instagram.
I guess.
We were talking about makeup with someone yesterday, and they're like, "Oh, do they put makeup in you?" I was like, "No,
no."
That's rule number 1.
No makeup.
I don't do.
Good
makeup.
For you, bud.
Nope.
I might do makeup.
I'll put a tutu on before I do any like.
Okay.
I don't know. It's weird. That's just weird. I don't look good in makeup. I don't think. But yeah, so for me, I will do all those things, and you can make it look cute. But I think there is a loneliness being in a house full of girls because you can't relate to anybody. But I think that's the beauty of what God's making in me. Like I genuinely believe that God had a specific purpose for me to be a girl dad because He knew, hey, it's easy for me to go with the people that I relate to. That's very easy. You like basketball, you like shoes. You want to go to New York City where there's rap music, basketball, shoes, and style. Like I'm all in because those are things I like naturally as a person. No, I'm going to send you to real church where John Deere guys.
Yeah.
And you're going to be around 5 girls in your household every single day.
God bless
and you're going to do a podcast even though you want to hide. You're going to speak on stage even though you want to say to yourself. So God has put me in spaces and said, hey, I'm going to put you in areas where you don't mesh and use your gifting to make that happen, which it sounds like what you're doing.
No, absolutely.
As a parent,
I agree, man. It's like all I've learned in my short time is like a normal productive member society. Like if I'm not uncomfortable, I'm not doing it right. I feel like I should always be uncomfortable.
That's
like
crazy.
My comfort level, I like sitting in a trap house watching, whatever go on around me.
Which you shouldn't have.
Yeah, what I shouldn't see. So if I'm comfortable, that's like red flag for me. Yeah, red flag. So like I keep my circle very small because I don't know, I have trust issues, right?
Yeah.
But I also like my philosophy nowadays is like if you're not working as hard as I'm working, what are we doing here?
We can't hang.
Yeah, it's not like a selfish thing, but it kind of is, right? Like because that's what like friends are. Same thing with marriage, right? If you're not like, working as hard on yourself as I am,
like if we need to be growing separately but together.
Yeah. And then same with friends. Like if you're not doing what I'm doing, then I feel like we're just wasting our time.
Really. That's 100%. And that's a cliche statement that you show me your 5 friends and I'll show you your future.
No, dude, it's
very true.
Yeah.
I've been around, especially in the real estate business, I've been around people that are very successful. But everything else in their life is not successful.
Chaos,
It's chaos. And mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you talk to them for real and they're depressed, but they've got millions of dollars in their bank account. And I saw that. And that's who I was hanging around, which just pulled me away from everything that I was really called to do. And I was pursuing it. I was like, oh, I want to have a cool car. I want to have these things. Oh, wait, you have a wife and children at home that actually need you. So I was working late nights, just doing it. And it's like, I'm gone. And so there was just a breaking point in my marriage and my parenting. And I was like, man, I've got to make a change. And the Lord, trust me, he was very loud and clear of what he wanted me to do and change. And I screamed at him once. And that was the last time I'll ever scream at God.
How'd that work out for you?
Not great. Because he was like, okay, you want to play this game?
You want to get cute with me?
You want to get real cute, huh? And I screamed it, but I think it was a very, very beneficial thing because at least when you're screaming at God, at least you're acknowledging that he's there.
Yeah. Touche.
Yeah. And so I was acknowledging he's there. I was like, God, what the heck? I'm trying to do all these right things. He's like, no, you're not.
Are you trying that hard?
You're just giving me an inch of your life, not the full thing. And so, I gave everything to the Lord at that point, and my life dramatically changed, which it sounds like is what's happening with you.
I'm working on it. My struggle is fully, I believe, right?
Yeah.
But do I believe by my actions or my lifestyle? Because like we have a saying in recovery, it's like you're clean, but you're living dirty. It's like the whitewashed tomb, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I try my best to do it, like helping others, even when it's not fair.
Yeah.
I try to practice that on a regular, right?
That's
That's my only way I know to like feel God, internally. But I struggle with, I know he's real, right? But like, why, if I know that, do I believe it? If I don't, if I'm not fully, cause like, like, and here's another thing too. Sorry.
No.
So like, we'll just say Tom Cruise, right? I know Tom Cruise is real. He's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, like, walks in the room. I'm going to tell everybody, like, yeah, I met Tom Cruise and blah, 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 blah. But God has done all this for me, right? But I don't want to be like the Jesus freak guy. And like, lose friends. And like, so how do you just, I want to boldly proclaim it. I'm just too terrified to do it.
If you knew, and I agree with you because I'm the same way. Yeah. And I'm a people pleaser too.
People pleasing 101.
Yeah. And so I don't like to ruffle feathers. Even if I know that it's good for them, I'm like, I don't want to. And I'm a pastor too. And yet I'll go to Walmart and I see someone like, and I'm afraid to even tell them anything. But I am reminded of this thought that if I genuinely knew the numbers to a lottery and it was unlimited, like, hey, if that person has the numbers and this person has the numbers, they'll just give money to every single person.
Yeah.
Would I not stand on the side of the road with a sign and say, hey, guys, make sure you enter these numbers because we'll all make $1 gazillion? I 100% would.
But
I don't. And the reality is that's the gospel, right?
Yeah.
The gospel is like, I've got the lottery numbers because I don't like to preach from a fire and brimstone, like you're going to go to hell. Yes, that is a very real thing. And that's a really heavy thing to have a conversation with. But it's the opposite. Do you not know how much you are loved and valued and seen? And your God wants a genuine, authentic relationship with you forever. The lottery, when you stand at those pearly gates, as you mentioned earlier, you're either going to get a big ticket.
Yeah. Or you're going
to get
taking the elevator down.
Or you're getting the lottery and you're getting $1 gazillion trillion in this world's analogy. So if I knew that, and I go, hey, the only way that you're going to even get this lottery is you have to enter these numbers, and I'm not telling people, shame on me.
Yeah, that's on us at that point, right?
And
same thing with, it's like recovery's like that too. I was a drug addict. I found a solution.
Yeah.
Now my life desire is to tell people about this solution.
Yeah.
So that's just like a humanly, worldly, whatever man-made thing. Why is it so hard for me to be like,
I'll tell you
God also did this?
I'll tell you why. There's this book called Atomic Habits. And then there's another book called Outwitting the Devil. So the book Outwitting the Devil is this. It's a book written from the perspective of the devil. And he's like, hey, how would I pull all these people away from God? How would I pull them away, is what he says. And then he goes through this, literally it's like chapters upon chapters of how he would do this, how he would change the schools, how he would change our households, marriages, parenting, all these things. But from a man standpoint or from a human standpoint, he says, what I would do is I wouldn't do dramatic things. I wouldn't do the drug addicts. I wouldn't do murder. I wouldn't do whatever. Just name something that's like in culture would be like, oh my gosh. I would do the subtle things.
It's always the subtle thing.
It's the subtle stuff. So drug addict, that's an obvious, oh my gosh, I'm addicted.
Yeah.
I need freedom, right? There are a lot of people living good lives that are in bondage. So what he does in that Bible or in that book is he says, I would let them drift. So I would have them drift. So they would make small bad decisions that go against who they really are. And then one day they'll look up and they'll be all the way down.
They're all the way across the ocean.
And it's not bad stuff. It's good stuff. Man, you got a nice house. Man, your wife is beautiful. She's Hispanic. She speaks Spanish. And then you learn Spanish for her. I'm just kidding. Man, you're this person, that person. You've got all these things. You have amazing kids. Your kids are doing well in school, and they're going to have great. Your kids are doctors now. And all these things. And then you get to the end of your life at 75, 80, 90 years old, and you're like, oh, none of that mattered.
Yeah, none of it.
That would be that's the intent of the enemy, is to say that. And so to answer your question, or your statement, yeah, it's easy to tell someone in bondage of addiction per se. It's not easy, but it's obvious. It's very hard when someone's, at a Fortune 500 company, they've got a great career, and who are you to tell me my life sucks and I need God? Yeah. Look at my car, look at my house, look at my wife. Okay. It's very hard.
This is what terrifies me in life, is that, I don't want, I'm afraid that okay, this podcast thing, it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, right?
It's great.
I am terrified that pride and ego will get in the way. Because right now, my heart is so innocent and pure on what we're doing, and I believe in it.
It's good.
But I've seen little traces through my cohorts of okay, it's getting about, financials, and, we're starting to boast about okay, we're doing this, and this is our numbers, and yada, yada. And it's becoming, more about I noticed too, we'll have an interview with somebody, and then immediately afterwards, they'll be like, I think that one's going to tank, or that guy sucked. And I'm like, bro, that was
his story.
That's such a terrible thing to say. That's a human being.
Yeah.
Who went through the same thing. And, my biggest fear is that pride and ego are going to interfere in my life. Cause as an addict, I'm the most, proud, egotistical person, selfish to the core. And I've really tried to steer away from that. And it's in there.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid with where my road is heading.
Yeah.
That I don't know, because again, we are the people we surround ourselves with, right?
Sure.
And I have to be very careful on who I surround. And the guys I do it with, great,
amazing.
But I've been getting this voice, not a voice, internal feeling from God that says do your thing, do your thing.
Yeah. This is good.
This is good.
Be careful.
Don't start your own thing, right? And then you can run it however you want to run it. So I'm really struggling with that too, because I feel like I can do it, right? I feel God pointing me to that direction. I'm just afraid to take that leap of faith to do something about it.
It's interesting. So when we first started, we were talking about how God uses some of the, you learned Spanish for a girl, now you can use it for good.
Yeah.
You could share the gospel in Spanish if you wanted to. My point being with this is it's very cliche in Christian circles to say seasons. Oh, it's just a season.
Yeah.
It's just a season. But there's moments that it's real. And I think there are seasons, right now, would you have learned all the things about podcasting? Because again, it's a platform. Neither one of us want to be on camera or microphones, but it's a platform for you to be able to share something. Would you have learned all the back end stuff and process and because how many episodes have you guys done?
I don't know, a couple hundred, 200, 300, 250 something.
I'm at 5. I'm a young pup.
But guess what? I was at 5 once too.
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
Never. You were always at hundreds.
No, never.
I'm just kidding. But the reality is you're learning all these skill sets even when you're running. You're learning all these skill sets, when you're doing things that you would feel that are man, is this right? Is this wrong? I learned a lot of things, just being honest, in real estate business that even from the bad circles, that guess what? That actually translates really, really well to running a church.
Yeah, I get that.
Managing people, managing emotions and people's opinions and all the things. There is a very, me and Pastor James talk about it a lot. There's a very congruent transition from business owning to running a church.
Yeah.
And I learned it in the bad places.
I mean, everything's a learning experience, right?
Yeah.
And usually really for me, I only learn through my mistakes or through failures. That's the only way I learn. And and that's how I'm trying to look at it today. It's okay, God knows that I absolutely hate being on camera or talking into a microphone. I'm insecure.
It's so funny that you're doing that.
But okay, cool. So now I've done this and I've gotten to practice it, and now I feel pretty comfortable in it. And then, I again hear him saying you'll be fine. Do your own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's terrifying to do. But I feel like, maybe now that I look in hindsight, like this is my setup to, God's been preparing me this whole time.
That's crazy.
It's just up to me to like, cast my net and walk away. But again, that's my comfort. This is comfortable for me.
Yeah.
Doing things that are uncomfortable, they usually work out for me.
Uncomfortable.
It's just that getting there.
And I think it also goes back to your why. Like, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
Because I've even with this podcast, I've had to go back and go, why? Why? Because I'm ungodly amounts of busy this season of my life. And like, why am I doing a podcast?
Like, what else can I also do?
I could just sit with my kids on the floor and play Barbies, like instead of doing podcasts. But and I still try to do that and fit it into our schedule. But I do believe that God has really called me to do this podcast because there is not a lot of people that look like me that are entrepreneurs that are doing something, but also like, hey, I also want to deal with my family. I want to love my wife well. I want to do that. And there's tons of people that are, so don't get me wrong. But I think there is definitely a space where someone can be able to speak to that and go, hey, my testimony is I was not here and now I'm here because of God.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope I can encourage another generation to go, hey, if you don't have to give up being successful to be a dad or a husband, but you also don't have to give up being a husband or dad to go get the job either.
That's so good. That's so good. Yeah. It reminds me of the what is it? The Devil. You ever seen the Devil Wears Prada? I'm sure you have. You've seen this, right? Yeah. No, movie. Never have. Anyway, there's a scene in the movie that you haven't seen ever. That's like, if your social life sucks, that must mean you're doing really good. You deserve a promotion, and that's what terrifies me because, like, work wise, professionally, and then podcast wise, things are going amazingly. But like, I hate that like that takes up so much time. So we record. I'm 8 to 3 is my job, right?
Yeah.
And then we record every day from like 3 to 5 every day now, almost.
You're recording podcasts every day?
Yeah, we do. We've released now, like we're at 3 a week, which is exhausting, right?
You're doing a podcast that is a full-time job.
It's a lot. So yeah, I'm grinding from 6 a.m. to midnight when everybody's in bed. But I feel like,
wow,
what am I sacrificing for this? What's the, because like, I get to come home and play dad for a couple hours, put the kids to bed, but like, is that enough?
Is that enough?
Yeah. But I just try to, this is what the situation is right now. And I feel bad for like, kids are a lot of responsibility. Kids are exhausting. Kids will make you second guess everything about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I do that 4 hours a night. My wife, God bless her. All day, every day.
Yeah, same for mine.
And I'll come home and like, I'm an hour in, I'm like, you got to take this kid. I cannot right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, thinking my wife does this every day, but I feel like such a deadbeat sometimes. But I'm trying to somebody told me it's not about quantity, it's about quality, right?
Very much so.
So when I am there and I'm dadding, it's like an addiction. I'm all in, buddy.
This is gone.
Yeah.
This is gone. You are all in.
But it's that happy, and there is no perfect balance, right? It's my perfect mental balance. And I've had this talk with my wife and she's like, you're good. But I feel terrible on the inside.
See, and I think that's one of the conversations that I'm trying to unpack because I don't have the answers. It doesn't sound like
well, that sucks because that's why I'm here, bro. It's the only reason I befriended you.
I have a Bible somewhere.
Yes,
maybe.
Where is that thing?
No, that's the conversation because it's on paper, like, okay, we'll just go all in, be a good dad, be a good husband. And we all desire that. But when the rubber meets the road and we're like, okay, well, how do I do that? Because I'm gone 8 hours of the day working a job. If you're doing anything outside of that job, which we both do, now you're working 10 to 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
So how in the world do you possibly, and this is a conversation that we can have, is like, how do you possibly do all that? Make time for your wife, make time for your kids, make time for yourself, and make time for God. Like there's is it possible? Yes, I've seen people do it really, really well. They have great balance. And I always go back to the disciples and I always go back to Jesus. Like Jesus literally changed the world with no cell phone, no email, no newsletters, no He didn't have a podcast. He wasn't on here. We're like, hey, let's put our sandals up on the table and talk about. Like there's no podcast back in Bible time. So like, how did this guy get so much traction? And hear me. Literally in 3 years.
And that's mind blowing.
We're grinding. You said you're 42. Like grinding for years upon years. And he did all this in 3 years.
And 3 with nothing.
With
except
no
for
communication.
some,
no car?
Couple guys.
No car, no social media posts?
Yeah.
I mean, TikTok? I think he had TikTok.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably
Instagram
TikTok.
At least, right?
Yeah, no, just TikTok.
Yeah, just TikTok.
Because he was the father of time.
Oh, there it is.
TikTok. Yeah. Horrible joke. Those are the best. Those are the best jokes. I was coming up with a joke as I was saying it out loud, so it didn't even make sense.
And then you said it, you're like, oh man,
my wife's gonna watch this.
Not my
and go,
finest work. She's probably used to
none of my dad jokes are good. That's the problem. But I always say they are. That way I don't be insecure. But everyone else is like, you're horrible.
It's like, I did that on purpose.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I love Bomedy, bro. Bomedy is my favorite thing ever.
Wait, what is that?
It's like when you go up there and you're like, telling your bits, right? And everyone's just flopping all across the board. People are looking at you. You might get heckled.
Yeah.
I do this at work on a regular basis. We have a house meeting.
Yeah.
And I open it up and I'm like, I start with some stupid jokes. Like my last bit was about rent. And they were so bad, but I love awkward, cringy.
That's okay.
It's so
you bomb. You're not bombing on purpose, but like that's the
act.
That's
is
the
that
act.
I'm like this
if it's funny, it's not really funny.
It's so stupid and bad. It's funny.
Yeah,
that's the funny part of it. It's not the jokes because like it's like up there and the uncomfort.
You're speaking
of it all.
to my heart right now.
Yeah,
I love the looks that my daughters give me.
I do when a joke that goes nowhere. Internally, I'm like. Nailed it.
I'm just laughing, thinking about it.
Yeah, nailed it.
It's like that's what I don't want you to laugh.
I don't. And I want you to think I'm an idiot and can't tell a joke.
This is good.
We are that's my favorite. Yeah, we are the same.
That's bad.
Ebony and Ivory.
Which one's Ebony?
Take your pick.
Obviously
me.
No. Ebony and
Ivory.
Andrew.
All right. Anywho,
back to
life. Yeah, I feel like as I don't know if I'm trying my hardest, right? And I do this, and I struggle. Like when I got clean, we have the 12 steps. It's like, okay, one thing I've learned in life is that I have a part in everything I do.
Yeah.
Like even if you wrong me, right? I have a part in this somehow. I can react however I want to react.
That's good.
But I always have a part, and that's one thing. Like on a daily, I'm trying to like, okay, cool. I said something to my wife that I probably shouldn't have said.
Right.
Then the next part of this is that, okay, cool. I take it to God and say, God, look, I'm still an idiot, obviously. Please remove this from me.
Yeah.
And then do something nice for somebody else.
Yeah.
That's what I live my life by today. Is like, I mess up. Cool, I mess up. God, please don't, take this away from me. And then helping somebody else.
Yeah.
Unselfishly, not wanting anything in return.
So dealing with women, meaning my wife and my daughters, I have learned that it cannot be that transactional, unfortunately. Meaning, how do I say this? Let's just say you're starting at 0 and you say or do something that puts you in the negative. So you're at 0, you go to -10. And I know you're not saying this, but I'm just saying it for the podcast and also just as I'm processing it. If you're at 0 and you do something that puts you at -10 in terms of your relationship, going and getting flowers or saying something good does not now put you back at 0 or even ahead. It doesn't do it.
Well,
there's not. There is no way to go. I don't know. Whatever you would say, that's just we've all done it, right? You just in motions and you say something that's just off the wall, and you're at -10, and you go, "How do I make up for this?" And you go and you do all these things. There's nothing you can do. What you can do though is instead of doing that, you go, "Hey, we're at -10. I'm going to acknowledge that we're at -10, and I'm going to apologize for being at -10." And then there's that. And naturally, what will happen is that 10 becomes a -8, -7 integers.
It's like the trust bucket, right? It's like,
it is. You can't make up for it.
Yeah.
Because all you're doing is you're putting a Band-Aid over that -10 and saying, "Hey, look, no, we're actually at 10."
I love Band-Aids.
The Door of the Explorer ones are really good.
Yeah.
Kids.
It's hard. I learned with marriage, especially my wife in particular. I don't know if you can relate. Me, I'm black or white, right? If I say something, that's what I mean, blah, blah, blah. Women, mine in particular, apparently there are nuances that are unspoken, and it drives me crazy because I just I'm a very okay, if you're mad at me, tell me you're mad at me.
Yeah.
Don't make me guess that you're mad at me for something I did. So I'm like,
or you didn't do, or you
I did,
to do,
or I'm going to do in the future.
Yeah. Or you dreamed about, and that's actually a real thing.
So I'm trying to learn the art of nonverbal communication.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's tough.
But this is what I'm saying with it. That bucket that you said. If you spend less time making up for faults, and you spend more time filling the good bucket, when those faults happen, they're less abrasive.
Okay, yeah.
So, for instance, and I'm learning this, and my wife will probably comment and say, "Well, you need to do what you're saying," in the sweetest way. But my point is, like, if I spend, or let's do the kids. I think kids is even an easier way to approach it. If you are gone, like we're talking about, working all week, and you're busy, and you go, "Oh my gosh, I've been gone all week." Okay, well, all day today, girls, we're gonna go to the store. I'm gonna get you some clothes, and we're gonna get some ice cream, and try to make up for all the time I was gone.
Yeah.
In the moment, the kids were happy.
Yeah.
But it really didn't make up for that week that you were really gone, because you missed so much in that week and the quality time, which as dads, that happens at times, right? So the difference is, where in your schedule and in your life do you put in quality time that you're filling that tank? So when the season does come up, you're not playing catch up. You're actually in overflow. You're in overflow, and you go, man, like, hey, guys, you've already built this relationship with your kids and your wife to the point that now when you're leaving, they're like, we understand why dad's here. I don't question whether my dad loves me. I don't question whether my dad knows what's going on in my life, and he's very intentional. They don't question any of that, even though I'm gone, because I've already put the work in ahead of time.
Okay.
Same thing with my wife. If we're going on regular dates, if I'm asking questions about her day, if I'm helping her out, if I'm surprising her with things, if that's her love language, which is a whole thing to figure out.
Yeah, I know. I'm hip to that now.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. And it's a book, and it got sold, but like there's truth to it.
I get it, yeah.
My wife loves words of affirmation and physical touch. And I don't like physical touch, which is weird. I'm a dude.
Me neither.
I'm just like, hey, you sit there, and I feel great. I like quality time.
Yeah.
We sit together and watch a movie, but we don't talk. Beautiful.
See, I get in my own head, like, okay, nighttime especially, cuddling.
Yeah.
I hate it because, like,
as do I.
I'm a twitcher, I'm a tosser, I'm a turner.
Yeah.
And then if my wife's got her head on my chest, I'm like, okay, am I twitching too much? I'll start holding back coughs and sniffles.
And you're not comfortable.
And I'll drive myself insane. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah.
She's just like, oh, this is so sweet.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm turned over now.
Yeah.
Yes. I'd also, too, was like, I get so burn out with people during the day, because like I talk to people at work all day. Yeah. I hear their trauma, I hear all their stuff. I go to the podcast, the same thing. I hear their trauma, and then I've got my own stuff to work on too. And then I come home and I'm so burnt out that like I feel bad faking it as opposed to, I have a hard time.
And that's what I think. This is where I want to land with this conversation. That's the same thing with your relationship with God.
No, you didn't.
I just did.
No, you didn't.
I just did. And we all do, right? It's the reality that there's people that say, make God the center of your life. That's impossible, because all that means is that you're putting God into a bucket.
Yeah.
That's the center whenever it's available. Why is God not part of everything? Your podcast, your work, your parenting, your marriage, your everything, your finances, your health, your mental status. God should be part of everything. And I learned that the beautiful thing for me and my wife, I just posted a video of my wife and I at the gym. People are like, why do you do that? The reason I do that is because I'm trying to pull my wife into literally everything that I do.
Good for you.
So instead of it being, oh, I'm so tired from my day of going and running this world, all that's telling my wife and communicating to my wife is that everything else was more important. Everybody else was more important. And I've got this much energy left for you. And I'll give it to you, but I don't want to because I'm so tired.
Yeah.
That's what it's communicating.
How the heck do you,
So how do you pull her? Like typically she's here for the podcast. She's out of town. But anything I do, so anything with ministry, she's coming along and doing those things. Anything with real estate, she's coming along those things, or at least part of it in some capacity. But guess what? Your wife also probably wants the same from you when it comes to parenting. So instead of saying, like, she can't speak for me, my wife, she can't be on stage for me, she can't work out for me physically, but she can be part of it. And you can't be a mom. No matter how hard you try, you can't be a mom. So she's not asking you to take her place. She's just asking for you to be alongside her in that process, in that thing. And that was just a real, like a revelation that the Lord gave me. It's like, I'm not asking my wife to be me, to take over my things I'm doing. I'm just asking for her to be a part of it. And naturally what happens is she's not a piece of my life. She is my whole life. And we're not stopping the traction. And guess what? 2 is better than 1. So if we're running together, if you're counseling people and you go, hey, Joe today was like making fun of this and that, and she's part of it, and she knows every single person you're counseling. She's part of it, and now she gives you advice. It may feel like you're adding something to her plate when actually she just feels like she's part of what you're doing on a daily basis.
Dude, that's a weird. I mean, that's gold, right?
It is weird.
But it's gold sense. Because like that may be my purpose in being here today. Is just hearing that, right? Because I always because we're married. And I don't know how any of this works. I've never been in like a real relationship. And she's always talking about, coming together as one. I'm like, I've just got to like be me. I need some anonymity here.
Yeah.
That's not marriage.
That's not what
marriage
is.
Not. And I justify it as like, we'll go with the bank account, right? I justify it as like, I don't want to be told, like if I buy something at Speedway, I don't want to come home and hear, hey, why'd you spend $3 at Speedway?
Right,
like I worked very hard for this money, but like, that's my pride and ego, right? Because we are one.
It's a learning process, and the same for us. Same for our family and my household too. It's like everything is ours, and we get to use it. It's more of a joyful life when you're doing it together. It's so lonely, and being a people pleaser, but also an introvert that you don't want to be around people.
Yeah,
like I get it, and so you tell yourself this story. If I include her, it's gonna be more work, and I just want to be by myself.
Yeah.
But what you find out is, again, when you go take time by yourself, you already filled that bucket, remember?
Yeah.
Because she was already part of everything you did from 8 a.m. till whatever. So when you're like, all right, babe, I've seen you all day. We've talked all day about everything going on in your life, my life. I just need from 8 to 10 p.m. to just like literally do nothing. And she's like, okay.
And it's weird because like in my brain, when I think about that idea of just taking like, I need a couple hours just for me. I assume the worst, and I think she's going to think I'm a bad person, or I'm a deadbeat, or I don't want to be around her.
Yep.
And it's probably absurd most of the time. I'm sure there's probably like little sprinkles in there, right?
Sure.
But it's absurd.
Yep.
I get in the way of me in progress.
It's okay though, and I do the same thing. But it's just having those conversations, and even in the last, I would say 3 years, my wife and I, we are both fighting for each of us to get time to ourselves. Meaning, I'm yelling at her because she's not taking time for herself.
Yeah.
And my wife, which is not a common thing for wives to do, they're usually like, get home, you need this. I'm like so blessed to have my wife. She's like, we're going on vacation in 2 days, and we're going to Hilton Head. And she said, you need to bring your golf clubs, and you need to have one morning where you just go and you golf.
Hey, excuse me?
I was like,
what?
I don't want to. I want to be with the family. She's like, no. You don't understand. You're going to be 7 to 8 days with just the kids. I do this on a daily basis, and I get burned out. So you not being around the kids all day, every day.
Yeah, it's going to be.
You're going to need a break.
Sensory overload.
It's going to be sensory overload.
Yeah.
And so for you to have a relaxing vacation as well, because dads typically are upset on vacations. They drive all day.
It's not fun.
It's hot.
It's
you're paying money that you don't have.
Yeah, and then like everybody's in a rush to get somewhere.
Got to eat food 24/7.
Yeah, and then like you're always looking for the next thing to do instead of appreciating the moment you're in. It's like
you can't relax.
No, it's the worst.
It's like
sleeping in different beds. That's a whole different beast too. Nobody sleeps. Yeah, it sounds.
You're trying to like, okay, what's the next thing? And it's like, can we just at home at least you can sit down, put your feet up, and use space. So she's being gracious and saying, hey, like, you know what? It's you take your golf clubs so that you can at least have, and it's 2 hours in the morning at like 7 in the morning. So I'm done by 9. Kids are up. We go late breakfast or start our day. So it won't stop anything, but she is forcing me to. And I think that's been the sign for our marriage. Like we have our moments too, but that's been the sign for our marriage that, man, we're in a healthy spot because we do see friends and family and people around us that are going, he's always gone, this and that. And people judge that, right?
Yeah.
But we know within our household that like, hey, no, we are a team. And when we get to the pearly gates, I'm going to have to answer for every single person that lived in my house, from my oldest daughter to my youngest and my wife, my dog, everybody. Like, how did I treat everybody and how did I lead that family? And if I see that I've been leading in a way that my wife is now in all of me, like, oh my gosh, like, man, you do so much for me, for our family, for others. Like, you deserve this. Oh my gosh, Erica, you do so much for the household, the girls, for everyone else. You never take time for yourself. Hey, here's some, like, just go get your nails done. Like, we are arguing to get those things done. And that's just been a healthy sign for us. And I think that should be encouragement to other marriages.
And like, thank God for my wife. Cause like I need some, like I'm on the go all the time.
Yeah.
And she allows me to go from work to the gym to record.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I forget because I'm so caught up in my own mess, like the appreciation that I have for that. Because if I didn't have that, I'm a bit of a control freak, right? If I don't have these certain things, I go frantic. And like, thank God for her for allowing that and never giving me crap for it. And then, another thing that terrifies me is with the kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is my first kid.
Yeah.
And it's scary to think that like everything that you do, they soak in, even when you don't think it. Like all their later traumas in life and all that good stuff are being built right now.
Like literally right now.
Like no pressure as a dad, right? But it's terrifying. So like I would love, in a perfect world, I suck at it sometimes, but like watching the words that come out of my mouth, like my actions, like if I'm telling this girl like go to church because God is good and yada yada, and then I'm going home and being a dump truck and calling my wife crazy or whatever the case may be, and then she's like, Dad,
it's not matching up.
It's not adding up.
Yeah.
So I think that's my biggest like life goal now, right? Anything aside, at the end of the day, I want my child to be the like most healthy possible child growing up. I want to speak words of only goodness and love, and because I didn't have that growing up. And then same thing with my like marriage is the hardest thing I've ever done. I've quit heroin many times, right? Marriage is by far
the hardest thing.
The hardest, right? Because there's different personalities, different parenting styles. It's exhausting.
Yep.
But
that's the beauty of all of this, right? It's of course it's going to be hard because that's the unity that God is putting together.
Yeah.
To go, like when I say two is better than one, I genuinely mean that, because when you have a partner to go run with, imagine things you can accomplish. Imagine the next generation, meaning your kids that you're going to build into to now be good people of society, let alone believers, and go share the gospel.
Absolutely.
But if of course it's going to be hard, right? That's going to be just like working out. If you need to lose weight, like I'm trying to lose more weight. It's the hardest thing to do because it's against your flesh and what you want to do.
And it doesn't feel good in the moment. It doesn't feel good at all.
It doesn't.
Right? And then that's another thing too, is like our kids are gonna marry they're gonna marry us.
Yeah.
Like, right? I've seen it a million times. Like they're gonna marry somebody like us. So like, what do I want her to marry when she gets older?
That's a tough.
I know.
Tough thing. And that's what should drive you. And to go back to our earlier conversation as we kind of close here, I think you were saying something about your personal walk, and where you're at and your journey with God and all those things, and you believe him. You believe that he's real, but of course, like your life here in these different pieces. When you think about marriage, when you think about parenting, and when you think about making job changes or podcast, whatever you're trying to change, if you try to do it on your own will, I love you. I love myself, but I'm going to mess it up every single time.
Every time.
I cannot strong arm it enough. I cannot white knuckle it enough to get to a certain, just like with hair, you couldn't just get off of it, just like wake up one day, I'm done. Like you needed to go through steps. You need to go through a process to get there. Like you needed help. And I think if you want to be selfish about your walk with the Lord in terms of anybody, right? Like that's one thing that he can do for you, is to give you clear steps on how do you live in a home with another gender, meaning your wife, who doesn't think anything like you, and to do it in a way that is healthy and loving and to grow. But he's got to give you those steps. You can't even come up with it. Have you ever raised a daughter before? No. So how do you, where in the world do you think you're going to learn unless the Lord's going to give you these things? And so when I'm spending time with the Lord and creating this intimate relationship with God is where I want to be, where I'm continuing to try to grow. My whole purpose, let alone just being in a relationship with him, is like, Lord, help everything else in my life flow from this relationship. Not the way backwards. Not do all these things and then like, oh yeah, I got to go to church. Oh yeah, I got to read the Bible. Oh yeah. Oh hey God, thanks for being around. No, he's like, start with this.
Yeah, let's begin with this,
and then
right?
All these other things will be added to it, is what it says in Scripture. And so that's why I want to encourage people, whether watching on the podcast or you, is like, start there.
Yeah.
And man, watch all the other things flow out of that, where now you go, man, I'm a better dad all of a sudden. Like, why? You mentioned your kids following. I'm the same way. Like, all of a sudden you have this heart for like, softness that comes from it, and you laugh more often, or you cry more often. And I'm like, why am I crying? I'm a baby.
It doesn't even make sense.
It's like it's a movie, but it was. I remember crying because of someone. I don't know, coming back to their dad, or I don't forget what it was.
Bro, I cried last time I had a good cry was Titanic from a movie, 1997. I'm still waiting on
yourself.
Yeah.
I have issues with that movie. It's 4 hours long.
Don't you do it.
I got to run for you.
Bro. Don't you do it.
Like, okay, can we just agree that there was a lot more room on that plane?
I mean, I'm not arguing that.
She just let him go. She's like, and he's like,
here you go. Just take the king size bed to yourself. I get it.
There was so much room on that thing, and she just let him freeze and go down.
Well, there's nothing else to go float on,
There wasn't. He just wanted to stay there because he loved her.
Like,
and then
good for him, though.
No.
The part that gets me, though, not that, is when she's going down the lifeboat, he's watching her go down, then she jumps off.
Oh, yeah, that's stupid, too.
I want to love like that.
Like,
what? Oh, my God.
That's just stupid. Like,
back to the point at hand, right, where you're just saying.
She had a life ahead of her.
She did. She's going to die an old lady warm in her bed.
Rose.
Rose. What you just talked about, right, is, and I'll shut up after this.
No, you're good.
For the last 2 weeks of my life, right, have been, I don't want to say the worst because that's not accurate, but mentally I have been so off at home. Things have been off. And the common denominator here is, right, I have stopped doing what brought me to the dance, right? So, like, I have this habit of in the morning, even though, like, I like non-secular music or whatever you call Christian radio. I like it, right?
Yeah.
It's not my first choice.
Yeah.
So I made a habit now in the morning, like, okay, let's start my head off with filling it with good fuel.
Yeah.
So, like, and then, so I'll pop that on the morning on the way to work. And then that's when my prayer time is. And I pray for anything but for myself, right?
Yeah.
I've learned, because I suck at that. I'm always like, me, God, please, me.
Help me.
So I made a point of, like, only praying for other people. I slacked off doing that the last couple. And I try to read at nighttime. I put that aside, and I did that. And I have clear evidence that my life became so unmanageable in such a short amount of time because I removed the one thing that got me where I need to be.
Right.
And I'm like, the whole 2 weeks, I'm like, I hate everybody. I hate everything. Why is this happening to me? And then, like, again, hindsight now, I was like, oh, duh, you're an idiot. Like, of course, that's why. And it's hard. All good habits are hard at first. It's like, like the gym. I don't want to go. I don't have the energy to go.
Right.
When I do go,
I feel
how much better. So, like, if that's the gym, imagine God. If I gave God the same energy as going to the gym, how great I would feel.
This is, man, and you're encouraging me in this moment because that's exactly. I've actually also been in the last 2 weeks. Maybe we're just on the same cycle.
Maybe we're all the same person, bro.
The last 2 weeks also, I've been just in mental fog and just I've had so much going on. I've even preached on Sunday, but yet how do you? I'm just being honest. Like, you go on stage and you're like, oh,
like, you don't even believe the words you're saying.
Yeah, well, you're heavy. You feel heavy, and again, that is part of ministry. You typically, whenever you're gonna do something big, like, the enemy doesn't like that. But I've also just been so busy. Like, I'm actually, like I said, we have vacation in 2 days.
Whoop.
Amazing. I'm physically, if I'm being honest with you, physically crawling to vacation. Like, I'm just like, if I could just get there.
2 more days.
That's not me. Typically, like, I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. I haven't been excited about vacation. I'm literally crawling as if like a lifeline.
Yeah.
And just, I wouldn't share this. I wasn't planning to, but, like, yesterday I fasted. I grew up, oh, you got to fast. You got to do this. Like, I didn't know what any of those things meant. I grew up in a very charismatic church, and those things are good. And I chose to fast.
How long do you fast for? Like, what's the fast? Like a day? Okay.
And, like, I'm a big boy. I like to eat. That's my thing. And so every time that I've gotten a fog, and if I fasted, I've said no to my flesh and I've said yes to God. And what I'm saying, it's not like a religious thing, like, oh, you got to fast and tell everybody about it. So I'm really eerie about even telling you right now.
I get it.
And I don't want the Lord to be like, oh, well, that was your
gift. You're told.
Yeah, so now but I'm telling you this as encouragement. Like, there was something about it for me. And trust me, like 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, I was like, are you really telling me to fast,
Lord? I can have a protein shake. Right?
No, I was like, dude, I can get a cheeseburger and a bag of candy.
Oh, man. All right.
I was going to go all in. And the Lord's like, I want you to be obedient to me because I'm going to do things in and around you. And last week, 2 weeks ago, my wife and I fasted together for the same thing because we were both going through some stuff. And like, I'm talking within hours, just random blessings came in, and I'm not doing it for blessings.
Yeah.
But there was just a clarity that happened. And the reason being is because you're communicating to God in that moment, God, I don't need anything else but you. And every time I'm hungry, I'm going to stop, and I'm either going to read your word or I'm going to spend quality time with you. And I don't do it. I'm not the guy that's like, hey, do it for 30 days. No, do it for one day and just see what God does, and just in that small amount of time, because you're communicating it and you have a clear mind. And so I'm fasting still right now until after this podcast is what
God bless you, bro. No, that's cool. No, that's cool, because like obedience is hard.
It's very hard.
It's like integrity. Integrity does not feel good. It pays off later.
It does.
But it doesn't feel good while you're doing it, right? No, it's a struggle.
Close. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm not feeling good.
I might go home and take me a little fast, man.
But my point being is you're realizing where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
You're mind fog, and you're going like, Lord, I need to be connected back to the root. And I've noticed, even with, again, doing ministry, you can even be doing something really good and it distract you from the actual relationship that I was talking about over here. And this is getting me back on track. And so I would say for you, and just for anyone else that's going through a moment of fog, get back to your source. Like, an apple's going to die within days if it's disconnected from the tree.
Yeah.
But it lasts a lot longer when it's connected to the root.
And it makes me think of like the I forget what it is, like the cliche, like, draw close to the Lord and he will draw close to you. Like, if I'm not drawing close to him, he's not going to draw close to me.
He's in the same spot he was when you left him.
Yeah. He's there, man.
If you just turn around and just like, hey, he's like, oh, all right.
Like, oh, you getting back on board? Yeah.
So no, this is, man, you're encouraging me just as much as I'm encouraging you. I hope so. Cause we're going through this together.
Man.
Parenting,
parallel
and
parenting,
and
bro.
Business and all the things.
Real world problems.
It's stressful. So, thanks for coming, man.
Thank you for having me, man. This is cool.
You got to shout out your podcast.
Official Get a Grip podcast. No, I still believe in what we do. Official Get a Grip podcast.
Oh, you even got a hat.
I do. We got some merch. Yeah.
This is just LA.
LA. It means like La Ben.
No,
it's Spanish, bud.
What do you call me?
La Ben.
No, you call me something.
Oh, you're the Ben. That's what I normally call you.
You're
like the Rock.
He just thinks I'm like the Rock for some reason.
Because you're gone. I don't know what I'm saying. It's Official Get a Grip podcast.
And this podcast never gets edited, so now you have to say whatever you're gonna say.
Perfect. I like the one take.
Yeah,
one take is where that's how it's. Yeah. Official Get a Grip podcast, Spotify, YouTube. Blah, blah, blah.
Go check them out. Support them. Comment on this. Comment on this, so we know what you guys are looking for. I'm loving this podcast because I'm getting to have conversations with people. But you guys give me comments on what do you want to hear? Who do you want to see? Maybe what would encourage you in our next episodes. But
tell them what you don't like too. Throw that in there.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't throw the hate out there too.
I'm a very sensitive guy, so please don't hurt my feelings.
Build some character.
People have commented on. I had one to go semi-viral because my daughter was on. And she was talking about the ice cream machine, the McDonald's ice cream machine, how they're always broken.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
so
but
true.
she said it in some like this, like
some sassy.
Yeah. And then people were like on YouTube were like, dude, and I was like, delete comments, disable comments, because they're like, they should be appreciative of this. I was like, you guys don't know my kids.
And like they are always broken. Like that. She ain't wrong.
I used to work there. And
she ain't wrong. Yeah. I used to work there too.
Did you really?
Yeah, third shift. Hated it.
Oh.
I lasted 3 days and I was out.
I love you.
It was enough for me.
Third shift at McDonald's is like.
Yeah, it was rough.
That's like working in.
Yeah.
McDonald's. That's the worst analogy.
Really, yeah.
It's just working at McDonald's. I love it. Dude, thanks again.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, buddy.
Really appreciate you. Guys, please like, subscribe, and do all the things that they tell us to say at the end of our podcast.
Smash that like button.
Yeah, smash that like bucket. Bucket?
Yeah.
And
smash the like button.
And the button. The bucket and the button, and then we'll be there. Thanks. Love y'all. We'll see you next episode.